I want to give you further examples of how this works. Now, in every single organization, there's going to be a certain number of people, 20 to 30%, who are not on the same page as the leader. Now, I talked about the negative side. You don't have enough conviction. You don't have enough commitment. What does that really look like? Well, for a lot of people, they're passively involved. You know, they give it as much as they possibly can for a couple of hours during the day, not a full-time effort. Others, here's a good example. You will find some leaders who are incredibly interested in the notion that bad weather will come, literally bad weather, because then they can look forward to having a justifiable excuse for not working. Okay, oh, sorry, I'd love to go to work, but it wasn't safe, and they'll justify that thing. Now, I do realize that there is a certain reality behind bad weather and not wanting to lead people into their own demise in weather. I'm not talking about something that would be under that manner of extreme. But a lot of people use anything like that as an excuse. And they look for more reasons to get up and not commit to something than to commit to them. Their team knows it. They feel it. They feel their lack of commitment. Now, there are others who might go to too far of an extreme, and they are workaholics, and all they do is work, and they demand their people sacrifice their soul to the business, the mission, the organization. I'm not talking about that either. But what the great leader does is the great leader pushes themselves beyond their certain capacity for a certain period of time so that they take a well-deserved break or vacation. The poor leader is always so soft that they're more concerned about vacations than they are committing to the mission or the result. The poor leader is always expecting somebody else to build their conviction. In essence, what they're doing is they're going to the team and they're saying, listen, team, if you go win the Super Bowl, then I'll believe you're a good team and I'll coach you. The great leader goes in and looks at this motley crew of people that might not have ever won anything at all, and when they look at that particular team, they start telling them all the reasons they believe they can win. These reasons will exceed the expectation of the team, but now that person is going to do everything they can to build their own convictions and to apply those things into practices and disciplines in order to bring that organization to that super high level. So they're bringing in that conviction. But the team's conviction will not exceed the coach's. Okay? So you will never have a team out-coach the coach on the floor. That doesn't happen. They stop right there with the coach. There's a recent NBA team who released their coach, and they have some of the best talent out there. And they've just been sitting there like this and stopping. Once they released this particular coach, they are now 6-1 without the coach. The assistant coach is in there, and that particular coach is helping this team go to the higher level. You never exceed the expectations or the commitment or the understanding of that particular leader. Now, this plays on both sides. I already addressed one of them. 20 to 30% will exceed the person's expectations, will exceed their commitment, will exceed their convictions, and they will either be pushed down or leave. On the other hand, if you have a tremendous leader, you're a great leader at the core, you will still have 20 to 30% of your people who will be beneath your expectations, beneath your performance. They will not be into what you're doing, and they will either rise now to that occasion or they will leave as well. That's healthy attrition. The first case is unhealthy attrition, all of your best people leaving. Those are the people you want to attract. In the second case, it's all of the people who really don't meet the expectation of the organization, of the leader, and so there's a certain natural attrition which is good for them to move on to something that they're a little bit more comfortable with. Okay, or for them to rise to the occasion and now, because of that commitment, dive into it, to become a part of it, to be fully vested into what's going on. So you cannot give what you don't have.